Keep highlighting a few things of what they've achieved. My name is Sharon Kyomugisha and welcome to UBC News Tonight. We start off with some of the things that President Museveni highlighted, and of course he addressed joblessness in Uganda as a problem, but also that this can only be addressed through wealth creation. This is according to President Sharon Museveni, who has addressed the nation ahead of the 39th NRM-NRA celebrations tomorrow. President Museveni says Uganda accommodates about 40 million acres of arable land, which is only 7 million acres are utilized by employing about 15 million people. Then the country will have created about 105 million jobs. The president used the example of some of the successful farmers who are earning more than 500 million shillings annually through farming. President Museveni reiterated the need to add value to the farm products like coffee, cotton to enable the country to grow 10 times more than the current status. He also talked about the foiled plans where a section of Ugandans working with some foreigners to destabilize Uganda, but he assured the country of continued peace, something that the NRM government takes pride in. The president wants the Wananchi to be empowered in the fight against corruption, and of course ahead of the NRA 39th celebrations. They'll be held on Sunday, which is tomorrow, in Masindi district.
These were the 4 words that were dominant in Uganda: Ebola, Magendo, Ibanda, Kusamula. There were shortages of all, in quotes, essential commodities as they came to be known. These were sugar, soap, salt, paraffin, textiles, etc., not to mention producer goods, inputs into other sectors such as cement, mitaimbwa, steel bars, etc. We therefore designed a strategy of both minimum recovery and also growth and transformation. Those words, minimum recovery, but also growth and transformation. That is why the NRM 10 points program had point number 5, which talked of building an economy that is independent, integrated, and self-sustaining. That shows you that we were very clear from the beginning that recovery was not the main goal. I supported her. Now she's harvesting 53 tons from this 1 hectare. The Banyankole, wonderful people, been growing bananas for a long time, but they are harvesting 5 tons. This new person of knowledge comes, and from the same hectare, she's getting 53 tons. So when you see all this land in eastern Uganda, in other parts of Uganda, which is not irrigated, you feel sorry. You said, do these people know what is in the world or what? So therefore, to see water being destroyed by doing a wrong enterprise like rice, then here nearby you have got land, all this land, which is underutilized because you are getting only, in the case of Ankole, you are getting only 5 tons instead of 50 tons. How can this be? And saying in Namaba Igirize, in Namaba Amantabamani, what is it, a land of people who don't know what they are doing? So I appeal to Ugandans really to okuzukuka, to get out of this sleep.
Now, correction, the NRA 39 celebrations will be held tomorrow on the 26th of January 2025 in Mubende district. And of course, UBC TV will have the program aired live. President Yoweri Museveni has assured investors that with the existence of umeme from Uganda, with the exit, I beg your pardon, of umeme from Uganda, measures are being put in place to reduce electricity tariffs, which will help lower production costs. The president was commissioning Tembo Steel's second direct reduced iron 250k TPY plant in Iganga district. He emphasized the government's plans to impose higher taxes on imported steel products to protect and promote the local industry.
The presidential wealth creation visit to Busoga has continued to yield fruits for the area as the president launches different development projects. After launching Abyssinia Steel Factory in Jinja on Friday, the president has commissioned Tembo Steel New Plant Factory.
Excellency, we welcome you to Tembo Limited, Steel Limited, and everybody here who has welcomed you, they are saying that thank you so much for touring Busoga.
Excellency, today marks a significant milestone of our journey of 24 years, not just for Tembo Steels, but for the Uganda industrial transformation over the past 2 decades. We have worked very tirelessly to innovate, invest, contribute to the nation industrialization agenda.
Was just conducted us around for the magnificent work he has done in Uganda here.
Located in Iganga district, Tembo has been tested having lived for close to 24 years.
This factory has been successful because of the space, the land that was given to it, and it has enough area to operate in.
The new commissioned plant is a multi-billion project expected to add a new field in the steel production and processing sector.
What is happening now is that the country is going to attain self-reliance in as far as the iron and steel industry is concerned. And now the fact that they have started using iron ore from Kabale and Chigezi region to reduce it into steel is a blessing to our country. We are very grateful that we are adding value to the resources, enormous resources we have.
Impressed with the levels of development and innovation, accompanied by a section of ministers, Museveni has had a 1-hour guided tour of the plant. To the local leaders, Tembo Steel Factory is a seed we've sowed and must be supported to grow further.
During COVID times, they used to give us oxygen.
If we can sit as Busoga leaders and also our people and sensitize them about people like this, make investors like this, and welcome them positively so that we can avail them with enough land.
To others, the factory has changed and saved the lives of many, with the president recalling how dependence on foreign steel materials has drained Uganda's economy.
What he's doing here is a great work because it saves Africa from hemorrhage of resources, of money. There is very good iron ore in Uganda. It's the best in the world, in the Kabale area and in the Togota area. It's among the purest in the world, 70% pure. But up to now, we have been importing high product, steel products.
The launch of such facilities speaks big, but not only to Busoga, but to the whole country at large. Museveni hails investors for choosing Uganda above all nations.
I asked him, how did you know about Uganda? He said he came around and did some spying and found that Uganda was the best. And that's why he decided to invest here.
However, the president has announced a move to highly tax imported steel products, which tend to compete with the locally made products.
And we're going to stop it in the next budget. As far as Uganda is concerned, all the products which are our people, not only the Tembo, but anybody who is making these products, be in Uganda, we shall not allow them to come in without facing a high tax.
For the high power tariffs, Museveni allayed fears of investors that the exit of umeme will soon change the whole story.
But we had a distortion caused by some of our people who made a bad agreement with, first of all, with Jagari. They made a bad agreement with them. They borrowed expensive money. And then also there was this Umeme, the infiltration of Umeme. But fortunately, we are getting rid of Umeme now. We are working towards reducing tariffs to the manufacturers.
Busoga sub-region was one of Uganda's powerhouse when it comes to industrialization, and now with such steps, the lost glory is on the way back. Robert Nyango, UBC News.
Thank you so much, Robert Onyango. President Yoweri Museveni has advised students to focus on pursuing courses that align with the demands of the current job market. The president highlighted that unemployment among educated youth is primarily due to students opting for courses that lack market relevance. This was contained in a speech delivered on his behalf by Prime Minister Robina Nabanja during the 5th graduation ceremony of Valley University of Science and Technology in Bushenyi District, where over 850 students graduated from Valley University.
Over 850 students of Valley University of Science and Technology in Bushenyi District today graduated with degrees and diplomas during the 5th graduation ceremony presided over by the Prime Minister of Uganda, Robina Nabanja. 472 were female, while 385 were male, and 4 of the graduates obtained first class in their disciplines.
Attending lectures fully, so that's why I have managed to get this first class degree with 4.59 as my GCPT.
President Yoweri Museveni, in a speech delivered by Prime Minister Robina Nabanja, Museveni reiterated his earlier stand of putting more emphasis on courses that are marketable in the current job market.
I thank Valley University of Science and Technology for prioritizing the teaching of science courses. The problem of unemployment among the educated youth is largely because students are offering courses that are not marketable. Even when the jobs are available, the students are not equipped with the relevant skills that these jobs require. For instance, the demand of doctors, nurses, engineers, science teachers, etc. is very high. But you find very few people choosing such careers.
Museveni urged graduates to jealously safeguard their lives by adopting positive and healthy lifestyles.
You cannot be promiscuous. You cannot be lazy. And if you do not do the above, you may get into complications. You may be weakened by alcohol. You may get STDs, including HIV and AIDS, from those wrong deeds.
The chairman of the Board of Trustees, Sir Richard Kaijuka, appealed to the graduates to embrace a new era of technology, especially the use of artificial intelligence, in order to cope up with the global changes in technology.
Valley University has sufficiently prepared you with relevant knowledge and skill for you to meaningfully and effectively navigate the future job market and other opportunities. I want to suggest to everyone gathered today that emerging innovations and creativity driven by artificial intelligence will dominate and influence the unpredictable future in a manner we have not seen or imagined.
The University Chancellor, Dr. James Musinguzi Garuga, guided the graduates on principles that can make them valuable in the job market.
Be flexible and open to change, especially in a dynamic global economy and job market. Stay prepared to pivot when opportunities or circumstances require you to do so. Second, integrity and ethics. uphold honesty, accountability, and ethical decision-making in all areas of life. Let your values and principles guide your actions, even when faced with difficult choices.
Valley University, located in Bushenyi, started in 2015 and is a brainchild of Mzee William Mukaira, one of the best wine producers from the grapes. Of the 857 graduates, 262 obtained a degree in primary education. This massive turn-up by primary teachers to acquire degrees follows the Ministry of Education directive that primary teachers should also be university graduates.
Congratulations to the graduates. Now, 297 leaders from the Chigezi sub-region have successfully completed a week-long civic education and patriotism training program in Kanungu district. The pass-out ceremony was presided over by Dr. Chris Baryomonsi, the Minister for ICT and National Guidance, alongside his counterpart, Godfrey Kabyanga, the State Minister for National Guidance. The leaders were urged to promote unity, fight sectarianism, and support government programs to foster development.
"297 leaders from the Chigezi sub-region have successfully completed a week-long civic education and patriotism training program in Kanungu district. The ceremony marked the culmination of a comprehensive training held at King Kizi High School, Nyakatare in Kanungu district.
And today, there is that element of misinformation and disinformation. And it's them now that must undo. Okulimbulula byabalimba. Kubanga banabi bobulimba. The
training, which targeted leaders from 6 districts in the Chigezi sub-region, aimed to enhance their knowledge of nation-building, Uganda's history, and the ideological pillars of the national resistance movement.
The smart guys before you were taught Uganda's social economic challenges and opportunities on resource management and mobilization. They learned about multi-party democratic politics in Uganda, revolutionary discipline and method of work, because their leaders, when they go to offices, they must know.
State Minister for National Guidance, Godfrey Kabyanga, encouraged the trainees to exhibit integrity, embrace good leadership practices, and avoid divisive politics.
You leaders, be exemplary. Every citizen must contribute to national development. Don't continue blaming government. We have given you PDM money. What are you using it for? An Anglican. So you leaders, we have now shown you that you can live together irrespective of your what? Differences. And even when you are here, you have understood that there are so many other things that are more important than religion, than tribe, than region, than everything. We are all Ugandans. Let us identify leadership qualities in one another.
King Kizi East MP and Minister for ICT, Dr. Chris Baryomonsi, pledged to extend similar ideological training programs to other regions and advised leaders to prioritize unity and collaboration for the nation's development.
And where resources permit, we even do them at the district and even lower levels, and we shall do that. And we shall take the report to the president to give us more money so that we can do more of these kind of ideological trainings.
Two Chinese nationals involved in illegal sand mining have been arrested in Nasita Nabiwanga, Mpigi district. The operation was conducted by a joint enforcement team comprising the National Environment Management Authority, the Ministry of Water, and the Uganda People's Defense Forces. Several pieces of equipment, including Sinotracks, excavators, and light sand mining tools, were impounded during the raid.
2 Chinese nationals have been caught red-handed at an illegal sand mining site located in Nasita, Nabiwanga, Mpigi district.
Captured 2 men so far, and they will be taken to the courts of law very soon.
The sand mine is reportedly managed by a Chinese national and a Fertile Industry Development Company. During the operation, the enforcement team impounded 5 Sinotracks, 2 excavators, and other light mining equipment.
We have also impounded these vehicles, and very soon we shall take them to our head office on Ginger Road, Nema head office, Ginger Road.
The raid turned dramatic when 3 Chinese nationals attempted to flee through the swamp. The 2 were apprehended while 1 managed to escape and remains at large.
Netted two men who are believed to be of Chinese descent deep in the wetland.
The operations of the illegal sand miners have caused destruction to the ecosystem by creating unauthorized sites along the riverbanks and other parts of the river.
Now imagine if they can be allowed to stay here for another full year or 2-3 years. You can imagine the extent of the damage.
The site, estimated at over 15 acres, has been operating illegally for more than a year without a license. It is located on the riverbanks of Katonga within Luera wetland.
To remind Ugandans and those people who come to Uganda to do business that environmental degradation is not only unlawful, but it's a sin. It's a sin against humanity. So let us not degrade our environment in this kind of manner.
Several workers at the site were also taken to Katonga police station to provide their statements.
2 workers, we got a few site workers who have been made to make statements. And these statements have been very, very useful in our hunt for the proprietors of this company.
The impounded trucks, excavators, and other light equipment were transported to Katonga traffic roadblock, where they are being held temporarily. The site owner will be required to restore the degraded environment and pay a fine. Susan Naung and Andrew Sebira reporting for EBC TV.
The State Minister for Youth and Children Affairs, Balam Barukahara, is currently on a parish development model assessment tour in Karujubu Division, Masindi Municipality. From the testimonies of many PDM beneficiaries in the area, the project has proven to be a game changer. Take a look.
For us in Bunyoro, in Masindi particularly, the president came here, he attacked the barracks here, he attacked the barracks in Mubende. So we have memory of the war. So the achievements of the Pusiki everywhere. So I expect every district to be celebrating the achievements of NRM the last 39 years.
Okay, and people might be thinking maybe you have a political interest, that's why you are doing all this and you have mobilized all this number of people here.
You see, the most important thing, it doesn't matter what people think. What matters is government programs. What matters, we must find as leaders, we must assess the impact of government programs in areas where we come from.
So know where soda is made. We are getting all these things from outside. But now with the coming in of His Excellency the President, we have many factories for beverages like sodas. We have Kinyara rehabilitated. We are even the only district producing white sugar in the entire of this East and Central Africa. So this is very great for our country. We have seen socio-economic development. We are seeing people had the grass thatched houses. Now we have iron sheets. We are seeing the real economic development at household level.
And the people of Masindi are happy to celebrate this eve of the 39th Liberation Day, just because of the achievements that they have gotten from this government. NRM. There is a peace, there is a development, and they have acknowledged that this government is strategic in implementing its programs. That is why even the minister himself decided to organize so that we have it. We have had a tedious time, but today we crowned with celebrating this day, which has gathered all people from all corners of Masindi.
In more stories, the Ministry of Gender, Labour and Social Development, in partnership with the Uganda Police, have been commended for supporting Lupins Africa, a Uganda-founded organization in the fight against sex trafficking and sexual assault. Take a look.
A 2024 report by the Ministry of Internal Affairs highlighted a worrying increase in child trafficking cases, which rose to 510, surpassing the 496 adult cases. The CEO of Lupins Africa, Doreen Nambuya Guloba, says these alarming figures demand urgent action.
2024 only, we rescued 43 girls. So we in every matter of life, there is the off-season and the on-season. So even in abuse, there are off-seasons and on-seasons. So when the girls are in holidays, it's tough. When the girls are at Christmas time, it is tough. I'm proud to say that we have over 70 people in jail because we work with the police, and we go also to court and we support the girls even when they're in court. As an organization, we also empower our girls to testify.
So we began officially in October of 2022 we incorporated, and then in June of 2023 we were officially recognized as a 501c3 in the United States.
Lady Justice Jane Frances Abodo's 2024 report revealed that at least 103 individuals were trafficked every month during the first 10 months of the year. Doreen Gulova urged collective efforts to combat child trafficking and sexual assault.
Honestly, we are not getting support from Uganda, maybe from friends and family. But many people don't know about the Child and Family Protection Unit. So when things like this happen, and I think we're also still having the challenge of childhood marriages, like early marriages. So girls get married at the age of 14, at the age of 12, at the age of 15, which is illegal. But because the rules are not like tightened, people walk away scot-free. So the biggest challenges we're having is in Eastern Uganda and Western Uganda.
Have something saved for your own health. How about the health of these girls? You might have something saved for your own dreams. How about the dreams of these girls? And so I challenge you that we will together raise these 15 million shillings and give it to Doreen and her team so that they can ably build this extension. That is
Marion Awori and Stephen Kalisia for UBC.
The chairperson of Nabilatuk District, Paul Lokol, has called for a shift to iron sheet roofed houses to prevent widespread destruction caused by fires. Since December, several villages in Karamoja have been burned to ashes, with elderly residents injured and property destroyed. The most affected districts include Nabilatuk, Napak, Moroto and Kabong.
Since December, several villages in Karamoja have been burnt to ashes by wildfires, with elderly residents injured and property destroyed. Karamoja's semi-acid climate, coupled with strong winds during the dry spell from November to March, exacerbated the situation. Bush burning, a traditional practice for clearing ticks and hunting, often spirals out of control, destroying grass-thatched homesteads.
In the Karamoja, people believe that when you burn, you kill. You reduce the number of these ticks. That's one. Number two, when you burn, you renew grass for animals.
Youth go hunting rats, and for every
3 rats they catch, they're able to get 1,000 shillings. So with this death fire, I think sometimes they set fire to ensure that the burrows where rats live are exposed. And we suspect this is what is causing these wildfires.
At the entrance, so that those things are forced by the smoke to run out. Yes, but I don't encourage them because some of them may not be all, have plague, have diseases. Therefore, I want to tell my Karamoja, you leave chasing away and killing the rats.
Leaders, including Minister Lokeres, religious figures, and local council officials, have urged the community to adopt preventive measures.
And they are not supposed to leave small children at home alone, because small children play with fire. They are the ones and holy people. No, they normally leave small children and holy people at home. We have an incident where one old woman was burned.
I want to appeal to our people that please stop setting fire to bushes everywhere. Even they destroy trees. This is our environment.
Let's contain our courage. Let's talk to our people. They should stop bush burning. They should also clean around their homes.
Make some fair lines.
Local emphasized the importance of socio-economic transformation and the adoption of durable, fire-resistant housing.
Who are capable should be able to sell their goats, be able to sell their cows. I'm not saying sell animal lives, because we are living in I don't know which century, the 6th century. So we must transform our community. We must transform their houses into Mabati.
Maureen Iga and Masha Miro.
National Resistance Movement has embarked on the second phase of the updating of the NRM members' registers. The Secretary General, NRM Richard Todwong, while meeting the registrars and district administrative secretaries, urged them to conduct the exercise following the party's mandate, have clean registers, and also work towards its success.
Over 151 registrars and 152 administration secretaries have been briefed on conducting the second phase of the updating of the NRM members' registrars exercise. The second phase comes in after the failed first exercise.
We realize in the party we seem to be having more villages than the villages recognized under the local government. We also thought this could be because some of our members would create villages to help them in politics.
Addressing the registrars and admins, the Secretary General, NRM, Richard Todwong, stressed the need for a clean registrar.
The work you're handling is extremely important, not only for the party, but also for the country. That should you fail to do it right, your district, your village, your sub-county, your parish will be known nationally. And the weakness would have come from you, the admin, or you, the registrar of a particular district.
These were urged not to be centers of confusion in their districts, but rather carry on the exercise following the party mandate.
Whatever takes place there, you need to record it. A government in power under multi-party political dispensation presents itself and performs to implement the manifesto of a party in power. So you need to know your manifesto, you need to know what you stand for, you need to know what your party stands for, and you need to defend it as an administrator.
The NRM Vice Chairman, Buganda Region, Godfrey Chiwanda, urged the registrars to unite and work together with the district leadership for a smooth exercise.
At the end of the day, if we don't build a team, we cannot go out as a political party and win.
However, registrars submitted challenges on what would have failed the first exercise.
During this registration exercise, we had a problem in Tororo, particularly in my constituency, where politicians mobilize people from the other side to be registered in this in this registration of NRM.
It is our plea that in the next exercise, we cater for the LC1 NRM chairpersons.
The exercise that commences on the 29th of this month will be conducted for 3 days. Lydia Chomkama and Stephen Kalisa, UBC News.
As Uganda prepares to celebrate 39 years of NRM Liberation Day, the Woman Member of Parliament for Kisoro District and other senior NRM cadres have emphasized the significance of this day. They believe that while Uganda has made significant strides, more efforts are required to drive further development into the country.
A lot has been achieved. We have seen schools built, we have seen hospitals built, we have seen programs that enhance development. We have seen issues of gender mainstreaming in governance, in development, in participatory women being given a voice to also participate in all that is happening in the country. Unlike when women were marginalized, were not respected, but today, even me being a beneficiary, we want to thank you, Your Excellency, for these steps you've given Uganda. But we want to thank the current government, led by His Excellency, Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, for enabling Uganda to move from where it was to where we are today.
I want to urge all Ugandans, those ones who are in Mubende, near Mubende, and who have got means to go to Mubende, to join the President in celebrating, as he presides over as the chief guest at national celebrations of liberation of our country on Sunday 26, 2025. Equally, I want to call all people in Kabale, all people in Chigezi, to join the NRM office Kabale to come and join a televised broadcast of the NRM 39th celebrations that shall be going on in Mubende live. They will be broadcasted live, and at the end of the program, we shall have other extra activities to ensure that the day is enjoyed by everybody.
A group of youth members from the National Resistance Movement in Ibanda, specifically from the Ibanda NRM Youth Hands-on Skills Group, staged a demonstration in Kayenje 2 Village, Ibanda Municipality. The youths, dressed in NRM attire and carrying placards, marched through the streets to protest against their leader, Kyomugisha Julius, whom they accuse of embezzling funds meant for their skills development and support during the 2021 presidential campaign.
Stress and 152 administration secretaries have been briefed on conducting the second phase of the updating of the NRM members registrars exercise. The second phase comes in after the failed first exercise.
We realize in the party we seem to be having more villages than the villages recognized under the local government. We also thought this could be because some of our members would create villages to help them in politics.
Addressing the registrars and admins, the Secretary General NRM, Richard Todong, stressed the need for a clean registrar.
The work you're handling is extremely important, not only for the party, but also for the country. That should you fail to do it right, your district, your village, your sub-county, your parish will be known nationally. And the weakness would have come from you, the admin, or you, the registrar of a particular district.
These were urged not to be centers of confusion in their districts, but rather carry on the exercise following the party mandate.
Whatever takes place there, you need to record it. A government in
Ibanda youth demonstration was triggered by allegations that their leader, Kyomugisha Julius, who allegedly misused funds intended for skills development and President Museveni's 2021 campaign. Despite their efforts to support the NRM, the youth claim they have not received essential support, such as startup kits, training, or funds to improve their livelihoods.
Omu district munana zona zambara manyaka mwenje chiruhura za kazonka hi tina batafutumanya omuri Ibanda yo no mwebembezi wena owa NRM tina takuchimanga tukarunda karuru mbwenyite chitwarumbera Julius omakage ntwenda tugambire sente akazirya ninga ziriyo.
They further accused Kyomugisha of failing to deliver the promised resources and equipment to help them start their own businesses. The youth voiced their frustration, stressing that they were not given the necessary tools to succeed.
Nitwenda tufune nka kampuni y'emikono osange nturuke byibo ntukora kikonka tine kitware ebiri mwe nitwentusaba Mr. Kisanje akasenta kuba muherizo mukuronda karuru nima ya government ne hakasenta ako nitwatereze heshwe kanka bakazi nitwe tukore byitu
The protest comes ahead of the 2026 general elections, with the youth warning that they will not support any candidate who ignores their demands. They are calling on NRM leadership to take immediate action to resolve their concerns.
We are called upon the president. You love us as Ugandans, as Bazukulus. Please come and help us. You come and you show us that you also saw our work that we did to you.
In an interview, Kyomugisha Julius denied the allegations, asserting that he had never received any funds for the stated purposes. However, the youth remain doubtful and are demanding evidence to support his claims.
Done everything for NRM, but we haven't got anything that can lead people to appreciate what we have done. Nowadays, I don't have where to take water from. Once I reach, they say you ate our money. You did this. You promised us lies. I've never got anything. I've not got anything. Me, I poured my money. You know, a mechanic. We get our money from a vein, in a vein.
The incident highlights growing discontent among NRM youth groups in Ibanda who feel neglected by their leaders. The demonstration also raises concerns about the management of funds and underscores the need for greater transparency and accountability. The youth have made it clear that they will not stand by silently any longer and demand to be treated seriously by their leaders. Robert Katamba for UBC News.
13-year-old Martha Kugonza has emerged as the top-performing candidate in the 2024 primary leaving examinations for Greater Chiwale District, scoring an impressive aggregate 4. Despite her remarkable academic achievement, Martha is now seeking financial assistance to continue her education and fulfill her dream of becoming a doctor.
Martha Kugonza, a former student at Nyamarunda Junior Primary School in Chiwale, excelled in mathematics, English, science and social studies, outshining over 20,000 candidates across Kagadi, Chiwale and Kakumi Road districts. Her success is attributed to hard work, discipline and the unwavering support of her mother, Rose Kunihira.
We had class groups, and I would also make research from teachers, like the head teacher, also my subject teachers. They would also counsel me and guide me on how to do it. I want to be a doctor in future, because doctors earn highly, and also science is the core of everything now.
Rose Kunihira, Martha's mother, is immensely proud of her daughter's achievements. Martha has been a gifted and disciplined child from a young age, always excelling academically. Kunihira said. The head teacher of Nyamarunda Junior Primary School, Joseph Tukwekwase, and the school's director, Violet Atugonza, Both praised Martha's dedication and performance. They called on well-wishers to contribute to securing the necessary resources for her secondary education.
Factors that have enabled us to make it, number one is our administration. Our school directors, our chairman, school management, they have supported us financially and spiritually.
One of the factors that I can say has contributed to this good performance is good work and teamwork.
Chibale District Deputy RDC Godfrey Kamukama also congratulated Martha and the other successful candidates, stressing the importance of supporting bright students.
Appealing to parents, now it's your turn. You have been grazing, assume you have been grazing animals, say for example cows. Now these cows have conceived. Now what is remaining is you, a farmer, graze and feed these cows to give you, to have strength and of course to give you more milk.
Elsewhere in Wakiso, St. Francis Xavier Primary School in Igango celebrated its first ever primary leaving examinations, with 16 pupils sitting for the exams. 10 students passed with the first division, while the others secured the second division.
Associate Primary 7 in 2024 have passed highly in Division 1 and Division 2. We are so grateful to the Lord that has stood with us from day one up to this far. We thank the teachers, we thank the learners for having put in all the efforts to ensure that they do.
Thank you very much, our dear parents, director, head teacher, for the good service, for the good work done. We also thank the Almighty God, and we even promise that again this year we expect our kids to perform far better than even last year.
At Laurentia Junior School in Nsanji, there was also excitement as 100 out of the 150 pupils attained first grade passes.
I'm very happy and I thank God for what I've got. I thank Madam Maria Justin Tulina, for her courage.
Thanking God for everything has done to me, my good and bad times. Thanking for my teachers.
The head teacher Chiranda Taibu thanked the parents for their trust in the school, which helped to create a conducive environment for the candidates' success.
I appreciate our children that have been so hardworking that has resulted into these good results. Our children passed in first and second.
We thank our children, the teachers, and all the staff at Laurentia Junior School.
As we are focused on performance in line with God-fearing, we also fear God in all whatever we do.
Able to perform at the extremes that we expected. We managed to.
At Giant Panda Junior School, Webaja Namlanda in Wakiso District, they also celebrated a stellar performance. Out of 26 candidates, 23 attained the first grade passes in the 2024 primary leaving examination.
Aggregate 4. First of all, I would like to thank my teachers for teaching me, and I'd also like to thank
Phoebe Babireke, the school's deputy head teacher, credited the success to the collaboration between parents, teachers, and the pupils' dedication.
Grateful and thankful to our parents that entrusted us with the children, and also that supported all the children from the start of this journey up.
Parents and pupils expressed their joy, with the pupils attributing their success to the support from their families and teachers.
It was a lot of revision, and most was the effort of our teachers.
My parents for paying my school fees and everything they have done. I thank my teachers for teaching me.
It was the same feel at St. Mary's Nursery and Primary School Lumuli Chitende as they celebrated the academic excellence, where 22 out of the 32 candidates scored first grade and the rest is second grade.
I got 8 aggregates. I thank God for all of that.
Grades 10 got second grade. We are so proud of that performance.
At Faith Primary School Kajans Kawoto, they also celebrated the academic excellence.
I thank God for my parents who were able to take me to my
my school fee because I got his Kyomugisha Christian. I got 107.
If the performance of your child, the child of that particular parent, fails to perform, we invite the
finished my primary level. I thank God, my teachers and my parents for what they have done. Because if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't make it.
We registered 106 candidates with UNEB. We managed to get 96 first grades and 10 second grades. I want to thank the teachers, the parents, the management committee and the candidates themselves.
The National Resistance Movement Liberation Journey began in 1981 following the disputed 1980 presidential election. Yoweri Kaguta Museveni said that there was widespread elections rigging and vowed to take up arms to overthrow the ruling UPC government. In January 1981, he went to the bush with 27 guns, sparking the start of the NRA's 5-year guerrilla war. Jamil reports.
The NRM liberation struggle dates way back in the 1970s before it was concretized into a formidable guerrilla rebel group that picked guns in 1981 after a disputed 1980 presidential election in which its revolutionary leader Yoweri Kaguta Museveni had contested as a presidential candidate for Uganda Patriotic Movement and lost to UPC and DP with 1%. He alleged that the election had been rigged and threatened to pick guns to overthrow the ruling UPC government. And in January 1981, he fled to the bush with 27 guns. However, prior to the 1981-1986 NRA guerrilla bush war, the revolutionary leader Yoweri Kaguta Museveni had made several attempts to overthrow Idi Amin Dada's regime, another rebellious armed struggle called the Fronasa clandestinely inspired a sizable number of young men who underwent guerrilla trainings in Mozambique, made recruitments in eastern and western Uganda, made several attacks in Makeng military barracks in western Uganda, registering no success. But that did not mean the end of their determination to liberate Uganda. In 1979, they joined different Uganda rebel groups that had ganged up to overthrow the regime of President Idi Amin Dada, which they had termed dictatorial. The Moshi Conference was the uniting factor for all of them, bankrolled by President Mwalimu Julius Nyerere of Tanzania, the coalition of forces of Tanzanian Army, Fronasa of Museveni, and other Ugandan rebel groups and political actors overthrew Amin's alleged dictatorial government in August of 1979.
We were sent by President Nyerere to come and see what was happening in Uganda. This involved the current president, Yoweri Museveni, the other ministers who were appointed then. So before they came back, there was nobody in charge except the one who was in charge of the radio, and I was one of them.
The rigged 1980 presidential elections was a stepping stone for Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, who had participated as a presidential candidate for UPM and lost with 1%, to wage a guerrilla war against the UPC government in January 1981. Yoweri Kaguta Museveni on the military wing and Professor Yusuf Chilondelule on the political wing joined to form NRA, with its external political wing operating from Nairobi, Kenya, and its military wing operating from Uganda under the command of Yoweri Museveni and other fighters.
Interestingly, the love of the people of Uganda for change, you could visibly see that they are very happy. And you would tell them, please do that. And you see them running to go and do it and come back and report, I've done that.
The 1981-86 guerrilla war was fought for 5 years in the Luwero-Rwenzori Triangle, and on January 26, 1986, the dream of their liberation struggle came true when they captured power in the wee hours of the day and declared the overthrow of Tito Okello Lutwa regime through a military takeover.
The National Resistance Movement, I think, is a clear-headed movement with clear objectives and with good membership. I think it makes a very big difference from the situation in which we were, where the very people in power were they themselves encouraging evil instead of trying to combat evil. I think this is a slightly different situation.
Prior to January 26, 1986, the country had several extrajudicial killings and imprisonment without trial. Many Ugandans disappeared at the hands of armed men and have never been traced to date. According to Robert Sebunya, a former principal press secretary to Uganda's former president and Kabaka of Uganda, the late Sir Edward Mutesa Walugembe II, the coming of the NRMA on January 26, 1986, managed to address some of these challenges by building a people-centered army, instilling discipline in the army, and setting up military court-martials to try and sentence indisciplined army officers.
I think in Uganda, and I think in the whole region of Africa, I think, Uganda's army is rated one of the best, disciplined. Because there may be other things that the army do, but sometimes they are instructed to do act like that.
Sebunya reveals that the rule offered latitude to military men to subject civilians to painful torture. The role of the judiciary was nearly non-existent.
But you'll find a soldier, as I said earlier, he will say, how are you, sir? How are you, madam? You walk by, and then you move. You will not be scared. He said, hey, those people, let's hide. No. So that is another important point brought about in the 39 years of Museveni.
The abolition of monarchies in 1967 affected many cultural institutions. However, the return of cultural institutions was another transformation that gave the NRM an edge over the previous regimes. People who believed in their cultural institutions felt more liberated when monarchies were returned.
Kingdoms now is also an asset. And to me, I thank the president for having insisted that in the reestablishment of the kingdom, Uganda would benefit much, much more in terms of maintaining peace, in terms of economic growth, which is now visible. There is no leader who took over where kingdoms were abolished in the whole world, where kingdoms were abolished and reinstated. It is only Uganda. It's only Museveni who has done that. And I think it should even go in the Guinness of Records.
The liberalization of the economy fizzled out government from doing business, hence introducing a free market economy, according to Sewunya, was another form of liberation that has economically empowered the people.
The economy has improved a lot, a lot, a lot. Industrialization has come up. I think President Museveni has tried his best to invite industries to invest in Uganda. And I think we will continue. That is determined by the fact, an important component that which is security. Security is important. You cannot invest in a country where there is fighting. You can't. Nobody will bring Israel and put it in here when people are just shooting everybody around. You will scare the investor, then go back. But security has been important. And I think Museveni's controlled the army, the discipline he has instilled in the army forces. What about the ordinary person? Has the ordinary person benefited? How do you compare Ugandans during Amini's time, Obote's time, and Museveni's time? Were they better off during Obote and Amin than they are with Museveni? I think the answer to me is that they are better off with Museveni than Amin and Obote. Image of Uganda outside Uganda. Sports, education, scholars, professors, we are everywhere. And Uganda's name is shining.
In 1986, Kampala was a city built on 7 hills through the dynamics of socio-economic transformation. Kampala city has expanded to 27 hills over the last 39 years of the NRM liberation narrative. Kayen Faith, Jamil Sekaja.
And that's all we had for you tonight. Thank you so much for being a part of UBC News Tonight. You can stay tuned for more programming coming your way as we hand you over to the NRM Kasike with Balam Bargara in Masindi. Good night.